Welcome back to another 100 horror films you've got to check out. And this week I have a fantastic treat for you. I can't wait to tell you about it. Let's get started. This week we're going over The House on Haunted Hill from 1959, which according to Wikipedia is an American campy supernatural horror. But I have a question about that. With the name like House on Haunted Hill, and especially with the way this movie starts, which I don't believe anything actually supernatural is happening in this movie. That doesn't make it any less of a fantastic film. In fact, I think it adds a lot to the storyline. But it does beg the question, if something is portrayed as supernatural or a comedy, or if the promotion of a movie is that it's based on real events, and it turns out that throughout the movie those things aren't true, should it still be considered part of those genres? That is a very good question. The House on Haunted Hill is only about 75 minutes long, had a budget of only $200,000, and had a box office return of $2.5 million, being a very successful movie for having such a small budget. If I'm correct, I believe there's only 9 people, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I believe there's only 9 people in this movie. And because this movie was so successful on such a small budget, it caught the attention of Alfred Hitchcock, who the director of House on Haunted Hill, William Castle, was a big fan of. This movie inspired Alfred Hitchcock to make his own low-budget film, which is the critically acclaimed Psycho from 1960. Castle, being a fan of Alfred Hitchcock, would then try to imitate the Psycho movie in 1961 by releasing a movie called Homicidal. So I guess, in essence, Castle is copying himself? That's so meta. The House on Haunted Hill is now in public domain, which means I'm kind of batting around the idea of having a movie night out somewhere where we can have a spooky night watching an awesome Vincent Price movie and it not break my wallet. If you guys are interested in that, let me know below and maybe that'll help start getting the ball rolling. I'm going to get into a quick plot crunch, and then I'm going to give a spoiler warning because a lot of things that need to be talked about in regards to this movie give away kind of important plot points. I'll leave it up to you if you want to sit through and watch the spoilers, or if you want to go watch this, it is currently up on Amazon Prime right now. Feel free to go check that out and then come back and watch this movie so you don't get anything spoiled for you. And you'll get to find out who my favorite character in this film is, so I hope to see you there. This movie is about an eccentric millionaire named Frederick Lorne, played by Vincent Price. Frederick's wife, Annabelle, comes up with the idea of having a haunted house party. Frederick hijacks her plan and instead invites 5 people that Annabelle doesn't know, that he has never met, and that don't know each other, to spend a night in the most haunted house in the world. And if they live through the night, they each get $10,000 apiece. And of course, it does not take long after stepping foot in this house for things to start going sideways immediately. A chandelier falls and almost crushes one of the attendees of the party. Somebody is attacked, and what looks like the world's most terrifying lady is scaring one of the guests, but cannot be found by anybody else. The people attending this party are Lance Schroeder, Dr. David Trent, Nora Manning, Watson Pritchard, and Ruth Bridgers. And our hosts for this evening are Frederick and Annabelle Lorne. Okay, now before we get into the spoilers of this film, I want to give you as much to digest right now before you lose anybody that doesn't want to have the movie ruined for them. The 1959 House on Haunted Hill was remade in 1999, and even though it has a lot of similarities to it, the storyline is very, very different. I remember seeing that one when it first came out, And it was great to watch the 1959 version being the one that inspired that. In 2007, there was a sequel to The House on Haunted Hill called Return to House on Haunted Hill. The 1999 version was a box office success, but the 2007 version went direct to video. And to be honest, I think I may have watched it and forgot it, or wanted to see it and forgot that it existed. As of 2017, there were talks of another remake and a prequel, with the prequel being written by William Castle's daughter, Terry Castle. I'm kind of hoping that they follow through on that, because I'd love to see what she has in store. One last thing before the spoilers. I've already showed you a handful of the actors from this movie, but I have not shown you my favorite yet. And my favorite character has an amazing IMDB page, which I will link below in the description of this video. I strongly suggest you go find out more about this character and this actor. And it is the Skeleton. I really enjoyed the Skeleton's performance during the movie, but it wasn't until the credits started to roll and I saw this that my love of this actor immediately grew. Okay, now we are getting into the spoilers. This is more detail about the plot and discuss some of the things that ruin kind of the surprise ending, if you call it that. So very early in the film, when we are witness to a conversation between Frederick and Annabelle, it is brought up that they do not like each other. And Frederick believes that Annabelle has already tried to poison him. She also mentions that this is not her party, this was not what she wanted, because instead of having a haunted house party filled with their friends, they have 5 strangers that are in the house with them. And that is a very important detail that comes up later. Of the 7 people attending this party, it seems like Nora Manning is the one that is really being tormented by the ghosts of this house. This poor girl is scared of everything, and I'm pretty sure 90% of her script is just her screaming. At one point throughout the night, Annabelle is found hanging in what appears to be a suicide. However, when Frederick asks the people that found her if there was anything that she could have been standing on, and they say no, it now starts to seem a little bit more suspicious than a suicide. We find out that Annabelle and Dr. David Trent not only know each other, but are having an affair. Dun, dun, dun! They have planned to eliminate Frederick throughout this evening. However, Frederick is ahead of the game and plans his own bit of revenge. And it took me a while, really, to be honest. It took me until right before getting ready to film this to try to put together how that even happened. Because I thought, what are the chances that Frederick inviting 5 random people to a party, would he get one that his wife was doing the hanky-panky with? Stupid me didn't realize that the reason there are 5 people that don't know each other is because Frederick already knows about the affair ahead of time. So story writing wise, a really great twist. However, with all of the shenanigans going on, either being from the Doctor and Annabelle or Frederick, there's not really anything supernatural going on. Which brings us back to the question I had in the beginning of this video: should it still be considered a supernatural film if there wasn't anything really supernatural about it? This video is running a little bit longer because there were such great things to talk about outside of it. Let's get to the scratching off so we can get to the next movie. And here is the scratching of The House on Haunted Hill. God, I really hope it's the skeleton behind here. Oh, even worse. The terrifying old lady. Poor Nora. So that was the scratching off of The House on Haunted Hill. Next week, we're going to be watching Eyes Without a Face, which is very terrifying. I don't know if I would ever want to see eyes without a face. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Hopefully you've already seen this movie. If not, I definitely recommend this one. Make sure you hit those buttons down below and leave a comment. Let me know if you've already seen it, what your thoughts were, if you've seen the remake. There's so much to talk about with this. A very big I love you, thank you to my Patreon subscribers whose names are going to pop up in just a minute. They get a bonus movie review on Mondays, and we're going to be doing a drawing for this awesome Everyone is Awesome Lego set. So keep an eye out for more details about that. I hope you guys are starting off your summer right. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. I love you. Later days, and until next time, see you next Thursday.